Hey, welcome to the channel. So this is just an intro video on a series of videos that I'll be doing. It's going to be sort of a rollback to day one of MPC. Okay, now this is really for people that are brand new to the MPC, because as MPC is becoming more popular, people are starting to migrate. And those people that are migrating, chances are you're going to be migrating from Cubase, Logic, maybe Performer, maybe you're a guitar player, bassist or singer, or maybe you're a keyboard player that had used Logic, or you've got some kind of workstation experience as well. So this is not really the day one you as an electronic musician, but it's day one coming from one platform to another. So we're gonna treat this series of videos as sort of just a quick start, so that you can kind of get warmed up to how things are done, or how Akai wants you to do things in the MPC way. All right. So first of all, we're just going to look at what they call an empty project, and that's going to come up as an untitled project. And the way Akai wants you to think, so let's break this down, is they want you to think in terms of a project as like a folder that's going to encase sequences, tracks, and programs. Okay, and so in a project, you could have up to 128 sequences. All right. You could have up to 128 tracks. Okay. And then each track can have one of 6 different types of programs, which is denoted here, which are pad group instruments, CV gate, MIDI, clips, key group instruments, which I use a lot. It's my bread and butter. Get into that in another video. Internal plugins or even external plugins if you actually pair this in control mode with your Mac or PC. And drum programs. Basically, they're sort of a cousin to the key group program, or vice versa, actually. All right. And each track can have its own parameters, its own everything on it. And so we'll get into that. And technically, to a general sense, each track can kind of have its own length, but we'll get into that a little bit deeper, which is evaluated or set by amount of beats. But we'll get into that in another video. And then let's go down to the next level. Each program that you so choose per track will have its own sort of, we'll call it editing engine, if you will, or abilities to edit within its own category. So it's pretty powerful. Okay, so it's important to know that, again, let's just recap. Project, even if you're sampling something or making a key group instrument, it has to take place within a project. You have to load a project first. So that's kind of sort of how the MPC thinks. Now, when it comes to saving and loading a project, which is really important to understand, saving and loading is probably the most critical thing to know how to do in anything that you use, whether it's a Phantom, Montage, Chronos, Logic, and you need to understand what actually saves to a project. So for the most part, Akai in some ways is different, because it will actually save your key group and your drum programs directly to the folder, like physically directly to the folder. And we'll go over that in another video more in depth on how that works. But if you do it right, and not do it right, but depending on how you chose to leverage the features in a project when it comes to your instruments, you can actually have a 100% backed up project with instruments as well, so that you can archive that and draw that back in 10 years, 20 years, or on an MPC, a buddy's MPC, and everything will load up exactly how you saved it, which is pretty key. And we'll get into that in depth in another video. So this is just, again, intro video of how the Akai MPC sort of thinks. Until next time, catch you later.